Dosm Rider Wiki.
Hey YouTube, Dosm Rider here with a quick Dosm's Rambles on some of the latest news in the Power Rangers world, which was a just announced comic book arc for the Boom Studios MMPR comic, which if you know from my videos that I've made, I think is really, really good. I think it's probably the best thing about the franchise, and by probably I mean it is. Setting aside the movie, which is kind of on a possible permanent shelf. But right now, in terms of the things that are actually active, it's the best thing about the franchise. But it was an announcement about an upcoming story arc starting with the 25th issue, which makes sense because it's for the 25th anniversary. I don't even know why I had to think about that. It's going to be called Shattered Grid. I'm not sure if this has anything to do with that Civil War thing. It might be separate. I'll get to that in a second. But basically, it's going to be in celebration of the 20th anniversary, which I've said like 45 times now. But it's going to involve, in some form, like all the Rangers in history. And I don't think we're going to get an individual focus on every team or every Ranger. But at some point, they'll show up. We got like a little prototype art that has like a ton of Rangers. It's got like not only every team, but it's got like all these extras too. Like I think Eagle-Eyed People spotted Chameleon Green from Q Ranger, which honestly, I'm like 99% sure Q Ranger is the next adaptation. I mean, we could speculate all we want, but the fact that we found out that Bandai had a hand in designing the Q Ranger suits was a pretty big red flag. I'm not going to completely call it, because I'm going to leave it open for me to be surprised if they do something like they did with the Tokyuger suit for like Ninja Steel. So I'm not going to completely throw out any possibilities of seeing something Zyuohger or whatever, but I'm pretty sure we're getting Q Ranger. And the fact that they snuck Chameleon Green in there, I don't know if anyone else was seen, but she's in there. But there's also stuff like, I think I saw the Robo Lightspeed Rangers. There's all kinds of extra side, like, obscure, like everybody's on there, or at least almost everybody. I didn't sit there before this and count, but it was kind of neat. I mean, it was very rough drawing, but it was just neat to see, like, you know, the obscure things represented in there. There were some even dudes in the corner that were like weird Muppets. I'm like, who the heck are you? Maybe I just forgot. I don't know. But so it's going to be really cool. The little synopsis basically says about something about Drakon coming back, and he's going to do something with Shattering the Grid that's going to threaten not just the current MMPR team in the comics, but all Rangers through history. And it says a fan favorite Ranger from the future is going to come in. That might mean something from Time Force, because Time Force is a fan favorite, but it could also just mean literally anybody after MMPR. So I don't know. It would be kind of cool to bring in that version of Omega Ranger from the Legacy, the Super Legends game or whatever. That could be kind of cool, mainly because like Time Force is so, you know, it's Time Force. It's so overdone. Not as much as MMPR, but you know what I mean. It would just be predictable. But I think it'll be cool either way. And the coolest thing that I'm seeing about this is probably the thing I'm most excited about for the anniversary stuff coming up. We know that they've more or less confirmed they're doing some cameos in Ninja Steel, and I'm not saying I'm not going to enjoy some of that, because I actually liked some of the cameos we got for Super Mega Force. Like, I liked the Casey episode. I thought the saving people montage was actually cool in the finale. But like, the anniversary and the standing together and the explosions has unfortunately become just routine. It used to be one of the things, it was like one of the Ranger Christmases. Like the Toku Ranger Christmases are like when the new pictures come out, when we find out who the sixth are, and when the team up happened. And unfortunately one of those has been taken away from me because we've overblown the anniversary stuff in Toku World. So it's now just a Tuesday when we get heroes teaming up. And so it's not special anymore. And so by nature, I'm not quite as excited by this as I would be if we weren't oversaturated with it. But I am more excited than I've been in a while, mainly because I'm excited to see these writers who actually put care into this universe and these characters get their hands on other seasons besides MMPR. Like I said, I don't think we're going to get some sort of touchstone on everybody. It would be cool if we did, but I don't want to set my expectations too high. But I like the idea that we're going to get to see a bit of what the Boom universe for these looks like. Because as I mentioned in my comic reviews, what's cool about the Boom comics is we're basically using an outline of what we're familiar with MMPR, but we're detailing it in and filling it in and going different directions and doing stuff we never saw. So I'm going to assume it's going to be that way, like the Jungle Fury or the Time Force or the Ninja Storm are like same-ish, like it has the same blueprint, so you're familiar, but they did different things, more interesting things, and I'd love to see a taste of that. And I think it would be really neat. Again, I'm not setting my expectations too high, but I'll keep some secret hopes, is that this arc is popular enough to get the people that are reading, because I'm sure there's a decent amount of people that were like, oh, MMPR was the best, 90s forever, everything old is good. Like, I'm sure we got those people that are reading the comics and are like, actually, this is really good. I'm hoping that we can use this to potentially springboard things for down the line for us to get comics in other seasons besides MMPR. I think it would be cool to do like a sort of anthology-esque series that was like, we would touch on different Ranger teams at different times. Like we could have a 3-issue arc on Ninja Storm and then do like a Zeo arc for a couple of issues. That could be a cool way to bounce around. I don't know, but I don't expect that to happen, but I think that would be cool if this could generate enough interest to widen the scope beyond MMPR, but that's kind of a pipe dream. But at least for now, we're going to get to see them, and I think it's really exciting because the Boom comics are the first ones in a long time to really take advantage of the lore PR has built. PR has like this beautifully messy, crazy lore born out of Frankensteining like 3 to 5 Sentais together during the Zordon era, including some Masked Rider stuff, and it's interesting, and I think that this universe has always had potential, and the Boom Comics is the first one I've seen, the Boom Comics writers are the first ones I've seen take advantage of that, so I'm pretty excited to see that play out. And that's the thing I'm most excited for, because even with crossovers, because I'm not saying, even though I'm not excited about them anymore, I will enjoy parts of them. And I'm not really one that's excited by the, oh my god, they're standing next to each other, because like that's just 2 stunt guys standing next to each other. That's nothing. Like I could close my eyes and picture like 10 different team-ups in my head. That's not exciting to me. What I look forward to about crossovers is the interaction between the characters, because you know, these character and these characters interesting. I don't know why I went into an accent, but like it'll be interesting to see them play off each other because their philosophies are different, or this guy's really funny and this guy's funny, they could do something funny together, or this dude's stoic and this guy's funny, this could be funny interactions, and that's what's exciting to me, and I think there could be some of that in this. In general, I might be an oddball for this, but comic team-up interactions aren't as interesting to me because there's no actors to represent it, and when the actors have that, it makes it more interesting and connectable, and like, it's just words on a page for me. It's why I'm a TV guy versus books. But I'm more interested in seeing how the world is handled, and how whatever characters from later seasons beyond MMPR are put front and center, how their characters are handled, because it's usually like the MMPR versions are like the base print of the ones we know, but they're far more interesting. But I'm kind of just getting into repetitive territory. The bottom line is, this is exciting for what it could mean for them laying the groundwork for the larger PR universe. Even if we only ever get large scope stuff sparingly, I like the idea that we're laying it out there and we're going to get to see Boom's version of our existing mythology. And real quick, just at the end here, I was going to say, I'm not sure what this has to do with the Civil War storyline they teased at Comic-Con, New York Comic Con I think it was. Unless I skipped over it because I skim read everything, but the announcement didn't seem to say anything about it. It could very well be 2 separate things, or the Civil War thing could lead into this. The only reason I bring it up at all is because, like, in one of the synopsises it says when the past ranger comes, or the future ranger comes to the past, he splits the team philosophy-wise, and that kind of gave me a Power Rangers Civil War-y vibe, so I don't know if that's morphed into this. I don't know. There's probably somebody out there that knows that read it, like, you idiot, it was all over Toku Twitter and I missed it, but whether it's the same thing or separate things, there's a lot exciting going on in the comic, and I'm really excited to get to it. Anyway, that's about it. Until next time, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Dosm Rider, signing out.